Do you know what I found to be really interesting in the most recent episode of Bad Batch? The AT-TE. More specifically, the Imperial AT-TE. Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we have here today. The Imperial AT-TE. Look at this amazing thing. This is so cool. I love this thing. And with the recolor, it's the Imperial AT-TE, and this is just an amazing set. You know what I found very unfortunate? That Lego has not made Imperial AT-TE. But I don't want to blame it. It just came up in the show. So how would they make it? But it's really simple to do with the AT-TE from 2013, probably 2015, 2007, all this stuff. And this tutorial kind of applies to all of those AT-TEs. So let's get into how to make this Imperial AT-TE without further ado, starting now. And if you enjoy this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, because I can really use all the support I can get here. Like, come on guys, I really need your support. So let's get into how to make this beast of a set. Alright, so looking at the AT-TE in general, the first thing I would suggest you do is just move this gun turn all the way. It's just gonna make things a lot easier, but that's pretty basic and pretty common knowledge. Then you're gonna go to this top section, you're gonna remove these black tiles. So let me just get rid of those now. Now that those pieces are off, I was just being very careful and taking this red section off, because it just is something that's really easy to do. So it came off pretty easily, like so. And the next thing I would do is just be very careful and take this thing off. Well, you don't have to be very careful with it. It's meant to withhold a strong force withholding it, so you can just rip it out basically, because this is how it's supposed to work. But this part you have to be very careful on. So this is one of the hardest things in the entire process, and I suggest you really focus here. So since dark red bricks are very fragile, and I want to be careful to make sure that nothing actually breaks on this, because I will be converting it back to Republic colors. It's just my thing. I like the Republic better than the Empire. Take it as you will. But the thing I would suggest you do is just take off this front panel very carefully, like so. So just this front panel. Then you're going to take off this bar, which isn't that fragile. And then you're going to be very careful and take this bottom thing off as well, because it'll make it way easier in the end, trust me here. So if you just take off this piece right here, like so, it should come off pretty easily. And you see you have this gray piece which you can reuse, which is pretty nice. And you're just going to slide this thing off one by each stud, and be very careful not to break anything. You see right here, this is a very fragile spot, so you gotta pull from the top as well. Just making sure not to break any of these fragile dark red pieces. Alright, we got them off successfully. We're good. But this is what you have left now, and you're left with this. Next thing I suggest you do is take off this red cannon thing. Next thing I would suggest you do is to take off this red piece right here. It's very simple and it's not too hard to take off, so I'll just do that off camera. And bam, just like that, I took it off by taking this whole gun piece off and just putting it back on. Now I suggest you leave it off, because we're going to actually need to replace it with a black one, because this is the Emperor, or dark bluish gray, where your taste may be. But that is why I used a black one, because I didn't have a dark bluish gray one. And the final two things you do have to take off is this piece and these sections. Now I am missing a piece from this side, so it makes it a bit easier for me, but it's just one piece. So I'm going to be very careful, because this is also a very fragile piece right here. Well, that tends to fall off pretty easily, so I'm just going to do this off camera as well, because it is a dark red piece and it's very hard to get off. Right, and this is your very last final step right here. It's very simple, it's not too bad. You just got to take this window off and take these pieces right here, these dark red pieces, because that does resemble the Republic. You could do a little bit more of a thorough investigation and take these off as well, but I just didn't feel like it was necessary, since it doesn't really show from the outside at all, because this ball turret covers it up, and I don't even think you can see it. Yeah, you can't really see it from the outside. So yeah, I just did that, and then I'm going to put these pieces on like so. Alright, so right here we have 3 piles full of bricks. The first one is consisting of bricks that we need for the AT-TE model itself, and we can get rid of those 1x2s by using 1x4s. And then we have the pile for bricks that we don't need to use, and the bricks that we do need to use from the existing model. So those are the 3 piles right there. And again, we can get rid of those 1x2 tiles. There is a lot of them, and it's just something I have, and we can use those 1x4 tiles instead, like they did on the model right here, because they do use a lot of 1x4s, but I don't have a lot of dark bluish gray 1x4s, so I just use a bunch of 1x2s to make it a little bit simpler for me considering the piece selection I have. And if you don't have a bunch of 1x2 tiles or 1x4s, you don't have to use those. You can use any bricks you want that are dark bluish gray just to make that shape and make it happen. So right now we're about to go into a time lapse and show you how I built this. Now if you want to slow it down to take it step by step so you know how to build this yourself, be my guest. So let's get into the time lapse. Alright, so here's the Imperial AT-TE with the regular phase 2 clone trooper. Now I would have used the gunner like I did in my other video, but in that video I was trying to conserve my phase 2 clone troopers because, well, let's just say I don't have a ton of them and I was trying to use as many as I could in mock, so I thought I'd put a clone gunner up there, but in the episode reality shows it that this was the trooper that was up there, so I put a regular phase 2 clone trooper up there. And the reason why I don't buy more is because they're like 30-40 bucks on Bricklink, and I do not want to afford that. So yeah, anyways, here is the Imperial AT-TE right now. It looks pretty good, and I hope this is a really good tutorial for you guys. I hope this helps out a lot. I am missing one piece still right here because I sadly do not have just a spare one of these just laying around, but it is okay. It looks good overall, and I really love how the Imperial AT-TE came out. So that is all for now, guys. I hope you did enjoy this video. Please make sure to smash that like and subscribe button down below if you did enjoy, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.